What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Welcome back to the channel, subscribers, and to people who have not subscribed, welcome to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when we release this new material. It would be greatly appreciated. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel through Venmo's, Super Chat, Patreon. It's much, much appreciated. So look, this morning I'm going to do a video and talk about this Gennady Golovkin Canelo Alvarez bout. I've really tried to stay off this topic a little bit, man, because it's sad for me because as many people know in this channel, I'm a Canelo Alvarez. I like Canelo Alvarez, and I've liked Canelo Alvarez ever since. Definitely before the Mayweather bout, but I like the way he fights. I like his style. I like his boxing ability. I think that he is a very, very good boxer. And I know a lot of people think that he'd fought smaller guys, or that there's some decisions that he got that he didn't deserve. I can understand those points of view, but just personally, as far as liking the way somebody handles themselves in the ring, I think Canelo Alvarez is a terrific boxer. And I like his style. I enjoy watching him fight. This bout, however, is really like a battle of the disgraced boxers. One being Canelo Alvarez, obviously, for the fact that he had tested positive for Clenbuterol and subsequently got a slap on his wrist. And this bout between he and Gennady Golovkin was postponed. And that's all it was. I don't even consider what happened to Canelo Alvarez as a suspension. I think that his bout got postponed. It got pushed back. If the same thing would have happened, if there was some big commotion about it, the Nevada State Athletic Commission didn't say anything, and Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez said, you know what, let's just hold off on this and do this in September. I was so positive that this was going to happen, that this bout was going to happen, despite all of the posturing by Gennady, by Tom Loeffler and Abel Sanchez and and Oscar De La Hoya. I really can't say that I know of any posturing from Canelo because I don't speak Spanish, but I know that Canelo Alvarez always said that he wanted the match, and I really do believe, to the extent possible, Canelo Alvarez has a lot of say-so over what happens over there at Golden Boy, because he's everything to Golden Boy. They might as well change the name of that organization to Canelo Promotions and get it over with, because without Canelo Alvarez, there is no Golden Boy. And I'll repeat it, without Canelo Alvarez, there is no Golden Boy Promotions. They have one cash cow. That's it. Everything else revolves around him. Everybody else is spending the money that Canelo Alvarez makes for Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions during the year. I bet those guys are 75, 80% of the revenue that's generated by that organization. Now, I do want to talk about the bout in this, though. And just like I said, this is my opinion, obviously, right? And look, this Canelo Alvarez is going to win this bout. It's a wrap. Canelo, in my opinion, I don't give Gennady Golovkin a 20% chance of winning this bout. Number one, Gennady Golovkin is he's pretty much a one-dimensional boxer from what I can see. And Canelo Alvarez has been in the ring with him. And you can say what you want about Canelo Alvarez and whether or not he got big because of, performance-enhancing drugs or not. I don't think you can't say that Canelo Alvarez is a one-dimensional boxer. And I don't see Gennady Golovkin being able to adjust his game plan enough to overcome the fact that Canelo Alvarez already knows what he's going to do. Gennady Golovkin is going to plod straight forward after him. He's going to give him the same look for 12 rounds. Canelo Alvarez is going to walk out, win the first 3. He's going to box, win the first 3 rounds. He's going to win a round or 2 in the middle, and he's going to probably win the last 3 rounds. Gennady Golovkin is not knocking Canelo Alvarez out. Canelo Alvarez has already tasted the guy's power. And even for people that say, well, he's not going to be on computer all this time. He's going to, he'll be clean because he's in year-round testing. Look, I'm not one to say that. I mean, the whole subject around performance enhancing treatments. I don't like to say that word on YouTube, but on PEDs, they don't teach you how to box. And Canelo Alvarez, if he is cheating, so if he's not cheating, I guess this is probably the better point that I want to make. If in one scenario, if he was cheating, then he'll just go find something else. Because then I say again, this is my personal opinion. I think a whole lot of these people are dirty. I think a whole lot of them are. I think a whole lot of people are dirty. And a whole lot of people are dirty that aren't getting caught. And there are performance enhancing supplements or or PEDs that they can't detect that are not at this point in time on the banned substance list. Just listen to what happened with all that Povetkin, the ridiculousness of that Alexander Povetkin defense that meldonium was not on the banned substance list at the time that he ingested it. Right. And that was a reason why he didn't violate the the WBC's rules on the ingestion of performance enhancing of PEDs. It's because it wasn't on the list. Okay, so we say, all right, well, Povetkin, it wasn't on the list. Okay. Were they performance enhancing? Was it a PED though? Was meldonium at the time that you took it a PED? Yes, it was. If there was meldonium 50 years ago and people were taking 50 years ago and it wasn't on a list and nobody cared about it, nobody was testing for anything, it still would be a performance enhancing drug. It would still be a PED because that's what it does. It will still have the same effect on the functions of the human body. So all he has to do if he was cheating is have enough money, and he does, to go find something else to do the same thing that is not quote unquote illegal. That's all he would have to do, and he can do that. There's a lot more money in the manufacture and sale of PEDs than there is in the detection of it. So in scenario 1, if he was that bold a cheater, and it wasn't a result of contamination in the meat, then I don't see how it's going to make a difference anyway. He's just going to go, his mind is that set on it, he'll just go find something else that works just as well. Might work better. That's not detectable, or even if it is detectable, it's not illegal at the time. That's it. Now, in a scenario that he didn't do it, that was just the meat, then okay, it was just the meat. It was just too tainted. It was just tainted, and then okay, he's just going to come and look in the same way, having the same fight, approaching it the same way, and all he needs is an extra round. Because as much as people want to put on Adelaide Byrd for having a wide scorecard, 2 of the judges said that Gennady Golovkin didn't win. 2 of them. Not one of them, 2 of them. One of them had a draw. The other one of them had it for Golovkin. One of them had him for Golovkin. One of them had a draw, and one of them had Canelo. So Gennady Golovkin failed to win on 2 of the 3 cards, not one of them. And people do focus a whole lot on the Adelaide Byrd scorecard and what a robbery and all that. She only had one. She only had one say so. She only had one vote. What happened with the other guy? The guy that had it a draw, right? He's the one that decided the bout as much as she did. So I don't see the outcome. I don't see the PED affecting it. I definitely don't see the financial implications of that bout changing it. You see that Canelo Alvarez really just got a slap on the wrist for testing positive. So whatever to that. Now the only difference in the bout is, and I'm assuming these guys are going to come in with the same strength, the same speed, except for Canelo is still, I don't think Canelo's older than 28. If he turned 29, I don't think he is. I think he's 28. Excuse me. He is right now. Canelo Alvarez is 27. By the time the bout happens, he will have turned 28 in July. Gennady Golovkin, on the other hand, is 36. So Gennady Golovkin is going to be roughly a year. He's going to be a year older. Excuse me, not. Yeah, he's going to be basically a year older. And Canelo Alvarez is going to be the same boxer with a little more experience and knowing exactly what he is, what he's done. And also, this is going to be the first time that somebody's gotten, as far as I can see, it's going to be the first time that anybody's gotten a second look at Gennady Golovkin. It's going to be the second time. It's going to be the first, because Danny Jacobs never got a rematch. None of I don't know how many of these guys, God, dog, it's even hard to say. I mean, who is this dude fought, really? God, dog. Dominic Wade, Lemieux, Monroe, Murray, Rubio, none of these guys, I mean, they were all mismatches. Out of the gate, they were mismatches. So anyway, that's why I think he's going to win. But now, the real thing about it is, to me, the thing that just strikes me as real funny is just, the phone. I'll almost take the PEDs over the phoniness. I mean, I know PED. I know there's a way to say, like, there's a possibility, though I do believe it's under, and this is just me, doing an estimation of my feelings, that it's under a 20% chance that computerol thing was accidental. I mean, I just believe that Canelo has enough money not to have to eat tainted meat in Mexico. However, it is possible, because it does happen. It has happened to other people. It's happened to people who are not boxers. So there's a possibility that could be a case. But all this nonsense that Gennady Golovkin has been talking, and what happened to Gennady Golovkin, and the reason that Gennady Golovkin got stripped, there's no defense to that. There's no defense for getting your belt stripped for cherry picking. How do you get I don't think I've ever heard of anybody getting stripped of their belt for cherry picking, for excessive cherry picking. Now, it's a fine line, because obviously the IBF was going to let him get away with the cherry picking, as long as, if he took that cherry pick, he had to sign a contract to get in a room with Sergey Deverenchenko. And then he didn't keep his promise. So they're like, hold on, man, we let you fight this cherry pick because you said you were going to take on real competition. And you didn't take on the real competition. We let you slide, Gennady. We wanted you to be our champion. We were okay with that. But we shouldn't have been okay with it. But look, man, we can't allow you to have an unsanctioned bout. I mean, God, dog, Vanis Martirosyan, we took as small as the chance was that Vanis Martirosyan was going to win that bout, because it was small. I mean, small. Vanis Martirosyan had not won a bout in 3 years, and that was a majority decision against Ishe Smith at 154 pounds. Goodness gracious. He had not won a bout since 2000 and almost 3 years since Gennady Golovkin. I mean, since Vanis Martirosyan had won a bout. And he had never fought at middleweight before. And he was a sparring partner for Gennady Golovkin. It was a complete and utter garbage match, and he took it. And they were going to let him get away with it. If he would have just stepped up and fought Derevyanchenko. That, my friend, is no way around that. And then Gennady Golovkin's, Abel Sanchez, who's the worst of the bunch. Of all the people involved in this, even Oscar De La Hoya. Even Oscar De La Hoya. with the kitchen utensil issues, with the fishnet issues, with the, dating girls that he shouldn't have dated. All of those things. The guy that irritates me the most is Abel Sanchez, who says these ridiculous things like Gennady Golovkin did not care about the money. He wanted respect. Yeah, Gennady Golovkin didn't care about the money for the Canelo Alvarez bout. He just wanted respect, which is why he held out for 50-50 cut. He didn't care about the money. He just wanted the respect. Now, that's something different than somebody saying before the bout, look, man, I really, 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 I just want the bout. I just want the bout. Anyway, I'll leave that logic alone. But look, man, the dude is just phony as a $3 bill. And Abel Sanchez, Gennady Golovkin's a fraud. I mean, come on, man. You can't even, there can be arguments that can be made about Canelo Alvarez and who he fought, where you have guys like, what weight class was Lara? Did Lara win the bout or did Lara not win the bout? How old was Shane Mosley when he got in the ring with Shane Mosley? How old was Cotto when he got in the ring with Cotto? He lost to Floyd Mayweather bout. Did he or did he not win the bout with Austin? Did he or did he not win the bout with Austin Trout? Right? Was and just those boxers in and of themselves. You can't do that same thing for Gennady Golovkin. You can't do it except for you can't do it. There's literally nobody other than Canelo Alvarez and maybe Daniel Jacobs on his whole resume. After 38 bouts, there's nobody. I mean, hey, what did you think about Curtis Stevens? What did you think about Matthew Macklin or Adama or Gill or Marco Antonio Rubio, Martin Murray, Willie Monroe, David Lemieux, Dominic Wade? And then he's gone through this little spurt since 2016. He has fought one guy that can be considered that is really a 160 pounder. One since 2016. So in over 2 years, he would have. Kell Brook is a 147 pounder. Sal Gutierrez. Shout out Sal Gutierrez. Sal Alvarez is basically a blown up 154 pounder. And Vanis Martirosyan never fought there before. Two of these guys had never even fought at the weight class before. It's just like, seriously, man, this bout is like, really, it's like the battle of, of two dudes who are fresh coming off of being disgraced. But look, if you guys are holding up the hopes that Gennady Golovkin is going to win this bout or that this outcome of this bout is not predetermined, hey, man, I'm sorry. Unanimous decision, Canelo Alvarez. Unanimous decision, Canelo Alvarez. This bout is going to go the same way as the last bout, except for Canelo Alvarez is going to pull out 2 more rounds in the middle. Even Sanchez trying to sucker Canelo Alvarez into not boxing. Oh, he needs to stand there and trade with Gennady Golovkin. He needs to trying to talk him into standing there and trading. He's not going to stand there and trade. The bout's going to turn out the same way, except for Canelo Alvarez is going to get box his way to 2 more rounds and win the bout. That's it. And more than likely get on some better endurance supplements so that he doesn't have as much of a problem in the middle rounds. And he doesn't cruise as much. If he doesn't cruise, Gennady Golovkin never had him in trouble. So anyway, that is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.